tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads from over 200 countries and your #1 source in after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey! What was that? Is that our new intro?
It's our new intro.
And from one intro to another, it's just like living in paradise. What is up, everybody?
I like this. It's nice. David Lee Roth.
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett.
Not Jimmy Buffett. What is up, AFTERBUZZ TV Nation? It was David Lee Roth. Welcome to the Bachelor in Paradise After Show, Season 1, Episode 3. I am JC, and let's wrap around the table and introduce our lovely
Let's wrap it up.
Hi, I'm Cathy Kelley.
Across the table.
Hi, I'm Daniel Jacob Hoyt the first.
And okay, AFTERBUZZ TV Nation, we love this man. Yes.
He brought us cupcakes. How can you not love him? I mean, come on.
Graham Bunn.
You just won up Markel. He's the cookie monster, and
you're the cupcake king.
I feel like you guys are always hosting, so it's appropriate to bring something when people host.
I have good feelings. Thank you, Graham. But of course, running the ones and two tonight, who do we have back there?
Nando.
Oh, Marissa.
It's Nando's voice in the form of Marissa's voice. What?
There's a lot of chaos going here. First time we've separated the comedy twins. Let's see what will happen tonight.
Kathy.
And Danny. What's going to happen?
I'm good.
No, I just want my cupcake.
If you're not watching us,
You should.
okay, guys. So,
They're right here.
while Kathy separates the cupcakes, overall thoughts?
No, seriously, give me pass those down so we can,
want mine.
Let's all toast our cupcake
I'm
while
so
we do our
hungry.
overall thoughts.
It is 2 minutes, 9 seconds in, and we're already off the rails.
Take
We're still on the
Take
rails.
a cupcake and pass it around.
Okay, we're passing it around across the table.
3 cupcakes.
What, you're not
left
gonna
on
eat
the
one?
JC.
Oh yeah, I will. I'm trying to watch my girlish figure. Yeah,
No, you passed it. You lost
He's
out.
paleo.
That is true.
This is not paleo.
Thanks, Graham.
Thanks,
You're very
Graham.
welcome.
Okay, settle
You're the
down.
best guest that we've ever had.
Ever.
Graham, I will eat one. 'cause
Robert,
you brought
Graham, upcoming guests. Just Graham brought us cupcakes.
Oh, cheers to that.
I want to
by the
trust
way.
it. Hey guys, I feel like, you know what, but the show could not be done without the AFTERBUZZ TV Nation. If you're watching us live, hello.
Hi.
If you're not, go to iTunes, YouTube, OneCast, and Stitcher.
Money.
Let us know what you think. Let us know what you'd like to see us eating next week.
money. Sorry. It's so good.
Daniel Hoyt, calm down. Okay, as we have our cupcakes, overall thoughts. What did we think on the pursuit of love? Any opinions change? What do you think? Not all at once. Kathy, I know you're feasting on the cupcake, but what did you think? What did we learn today? First off, we have this triangle with, for me, I was
a lot of triangles.
Yes, I was affected most really with Michelle, Robert, and Sarah. There was a point where I got really teary-eyed with Michelle. I'm not Michelle.
I mean,
with
it's
Sarah.
hard. Sarah is, you tweeted this tonight, and I loved it. She is a babe. She's awesome. Both of those girls, I think, are probably like just they're top quality, and it's hard to, I think, be put in a position where you have 2 amazing girls of that caliber and have to make a choice.
I don't know if it was that way. What I referred to when she was talking about that, she felt like she didn't add up. And that's where my heart broke, where she said, you know, these girls that are so put together, and I wish she would see what we see in her. You know, I've chatted with her, and she's stunning, beautiful. There's this depth to her, the growth that we see, and maybe it's just because of the scenario we're in, where you're in that island and you just have each other, and there's no. We've talked about it so many times. It's romance on steroids, and this is it's claimed Sarah's, like, you know, psyche for this week.
It's hard.
It was
I mean,
hard for me.
I felt that way before. I think you feel like you're put in a position where you're comparing yourself to other girls constantly. Like, you don't feel pretty enough. You don't feel smart enough. You don't feel like you're funny enough. And I think that that's what she's going through right now. Like, she's comparing herself. Even though we see it, she isn't confident enough to see it in herself, even though she really is all of those
she even
things.
said that, and she said, too, she said, Michelle's confident in all the things that I'm not.
Yeah. It's hard.
Well, yeah, and she said she was her own worst enemy, so, I mean, I think she understands that other people find her very attractive. I think that the issue is, does she find herself attractive? Well, she should, because she's hot.
And I like what you said, too, babe, buy yourself a mirror, because that's not true.
I have not heard one bad thing about that girl.
Yeah.
Me either.
That's the thing, is everyone always talks so highly of her. They say what an amazing girl she is, how gorgeous she is, both on the inside and out, and I would agree with that as a fan and viewer of the show.
Well, Graham, I can ask you this then. Being part of this experience, how does it change you? How does it change you, let's say, with relationships? Does it change you as a person, like how you were before coming into Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise?
Oh, sure.
How does it change you as a person? Do you see yourself differently? Has dating changed for you? You know?
Well, yeah. I mean, I can't speak for this experience. You know, because could be dating somebody on the show, or I couldn't be dating someone else. But I think for me, I definitely grew and I definitely changed after the first 2 shows, and you learn a lot about yourself. And I'm sure, you know, you're just getting to see Sarah be introspective about, you know, the things that she's starting to learn, because she said herself, she's her own worst enemy. She's all of the things that she thinks she's not. So as soon as she kind of clicks and turns that switch on, you know, I think life will be much easier for her. But sometimes that's hard for people. You know, it was for me in certain areas. And
that's what I wanted to ask, if you ever had that kind of moment yourself where you start overthinking things because of just the scenario you're in.
I don't think I've ever been accused of overthinking anything. But yes, I've had moments like that where, you know, you don't see what other people see. And you know, people have been very kind to me in the response from this show, but I by no means do I think I'm the greatest looking dude or the nicest guy on the planet, but, you know, people say those things, and it's flattering and humbling, and you just kind of hopefully learn to accept it and try to be everything that people are saying you are. So
it seems like a place that it would bring out a lot of insecurities for especially girls there, since it just
especially
it seems like a I don't know. It seems like a competition, like, especially like the weeks where there are 2 girls going home. I would agree. In real dating life, like outside of a show like this, I feel like girls like to be pursued, and there they have to pursue a guy.
Fair.
So it's a little bit harder because they feel like if they're pursuing this guy, they're giving up that chase, and that's what the guy is going to like ultimately, as opposed to...
Interesting, but I feel like guys that only love the chase are not the kind of guy you should be with anyway. So if they only like the chase, that not all the time, but majority of the time, I think that says that
that's a great point.
It's a little more of a shallow individual. I do think that the show has tried to balance that, to your point, in the way they flip-flop the girls giving out the roses and holding the power, and then the guys a little bit. But I hear what you're saying. It does change, because in the way our culture is, it's usually a guy chasing, you know, for most of the time in this situation, it's a guy chasing.
All of the time in my scenario, all of the time.
You know, and as a viewer, I think if you're watching at home, let's say you're watching in North Carolina, and you're watching the show.
North Carolina.
That's right.
Take your shirt off and let someone else on the show borrow it.
No, but
We'll talk about that.
True story.
Daniel Hoyt.
It's a song by Petey Pablo.
Okay.
Do you remember that song?
Who's from Raleigh, North Carolina?
That's why I
Throw it
said
around your head just like a helicopter?
twist it around your head like a helicopter. But I said twist it around your head and then let someone else borrow it.
He tied it all together.
That happens.
The only thing I was going to say, adding to what Cathy was saying, is the different dynamic when women have to give, you know, they're the ones that could be eliminated, the ones that are handed the roses. With men, there's that camaraderie. The guys get along more. I think girls can just snip and bite at each other a little bit more. So for us watching at home, I think that with the girls, this week is more drama for me. However, next week it looks like everything is going to go out the window.
I just feel like, okay, so going back to this, Michelle, she really put herself out there and asked Robert on a date. That's a hard thing to do. And to then feel like it's not reciprocated, like, you get really bummed. So I think that she felt even more vulnerable in that moment.
Because I have an interesting point on that, and that's what now that we have Graham here, where just how feelings just fluctuate, seems like that, just because everything's just, the microscope is so intense.
Well, and to Cathy's point, it's a little different here, because in the real world there's things like cell phones, which you can't have on the show. So texting, you put yourself out there. I feel like texting is a bridge to doing it in real. It's a buffer
for sure.
So you text and put yourself out there, and you maybe don't get a text back, or you don't get like reciprocated.
You dip a toe. You dip a toe. You
dip a toe in the water.
Is the water nice?
Whereas on the Bachelor in Paradise, you kind of have to come in like full on, which is what Michelle did. Like she kind of had to come in and fully put herself out there.
Well, let's dive into the actual episode itself. Start off with the aftermath of, now I believe it was Sarah, Robert, and Dylan, right? With Sarah giving Robert the rose, and people still smarting about the speech that Ashley gave. I mean, Elise gave.
Yeah.
With the rainbow speech? Wait, which one? Because there was like 5.
There are speech writers all over the world cringing that you call that a speech.
Wait, I'm only saying that's not a speech. That was, I believe JP tweeted that he was losing brain cells watching that. And then Ashley tweeted him from the same room and said, be nice. And then Chris Harrison tweeted to both and said, and called him out, are you guys in the same room tweeting each other?
Yeah.
Which they 100% were, for sure.
I'm sure.
Why, after that speech and everything, did Chris go up and just kiss her?
Yeah.
He just went up and kissed her. I was like, you were her second choice, and you were so quick to forgive her.
But like,
no, his tongue wants what his tongue wants.
Be nice, be nice.
But when she said, Dylan told me 3 times, was it 2 or 3 times, that he wasn't going to accept it, but I had to confirm that. If I'm the guy sitting there that was the second choice after she says that, I'm sorry, but I'm like,
Takes a strong man to get through that. Takes a strong man to get through that.
And Chris could be that strong man because Chris, what did you say? Chris B, more than most people, understands the gameplay. And I hate calling it gameplay because it's not, but within the rules of, because survival and whatnot.
Does he?
Chris B?
Because he tried to break the rules and come on Andy season.
He did that for FaceTime. Yeah, he's been on Bachelor in Paradise. He's been on.
Right. No,
so to your point, does Graham know the gameplay the best?
There's nothing wrong with doing multiple shows.
That's not what I'm saying. There's anything wrong.
He just understands it.
Does Chris B really understand the gameplay? That's my question. I'm not talking about being on multiple shows.
Yes, he does, because instead of just leaving when he was hurt, and letting Elise go on and see if she could find someone else there, he's like, I want you to come with me. That's gameplay right there.
No, he liked her though.
That's real life. I feel like that's not gameplay. That's
Trust me, he took the hard route.
And I agree with Graham. Here's what I'm saying. Here's why it's not gameplay. Because if it's
extending his relationship with her, that's how.
It's gameplay. You stay and do it on the show. If it's real life, they're going off the show and they're going home. Like, let me take you home. Ice my knee at my house, not in this resort.
Now, do they live in the same city? What's going on? Any update?
Oh, she came home with him to Chicago.
Yeah, they're in Chicago.
Yeah, she's
Naperville.
She met the fam.
I know about this. I told you I ran into Chris in a bar in Naperville. I bought him a beer.
Okay.
After he got kicked off last season.
Naperville is the triplet capital of the world.
It also has the giant most cookie dough bar. It has a cookie dough bar.
Is this bar trivia or is this Bachelor in Paradise?
I'm from Chicago. I know these things.
Okay, Cathy, you can do no wrong.
Cupcake Cathy Kelley over there.
Yeah, I'm like
piecing together this cupcake, living up to her name.
I just want to eat it all. I want to stuff it in my mouth and I can't.
Dude, have a race.
I think Graham put something in his cupcakes. Because everyone is just off the rails right now. Okay, let's get it. I want to bring this point up. Cathy, stay in your chair. Okay. We're 6 minutes in, and Michelle Money is talking about the fact that nothing can get between her and Markel. And as we know in Bachelor World, that's the setup for the entrance of Danielle.
But they hadn't even kissed at that point.
I kind of like that, though. I like that move by Markel that he hadn't until I saw the Jackie situation, which we'll get into. But I kind of like that move. He took his time. Same thing Graham did.
He took his time with Andy, too. I feel like...
Didn't take my time. Kiss. First date. Kiss.
Yeah, but first date, and you even said on the show...
If you're into someone, especially if you're in a situation where you see them every day, I feel like those are kind of like dates, so you kiss them.
But you said there's a gray area on if it's your first date. Because,
I did say that.
Yes, you did.
I was just trying to make you laugh.
No, you weren't trying to make me laugh, because that means there had been a lot... You even said there's a lot of time spent together, and... I'm not going to ask, but we saw your first TV kiss was on the first date.
That was our first kiss, TV or non-TV related, for sure.
So Graham, then back to my original point that I made, you took your time. Yeah. And that's also why I respect you and Markel.
She also had a first no kiss on the first date rule, and I was like, yeah, I'm breaking that. It's like telling a kid, you can't eat this.
It's like
eat
telling
that.
Cathy you can't eat this cupcake.
Yeah, cupcake gone.
What?
Devour.
No wrapper left.
Cathy, one thing, you devoured that thing.
I know. I told you.
You know where you can find those cupcakes? Walmart. That's right, and I gotta bring this up, guys, because it's a very important part of what we're talking about here. And we all like to save money. I know I've driven around town looking for the best bargains. I've shopped, I've coupon clipping, you name it, I've done it.
Yeah.
Son of a car salesman, I need the best deal possible. So it's true.
I know.
True story. But Walmart's got this great new offer called Savings Catcher. And it's super simple to use. All you have to do is go to walmart.com/savings catcher, and you'll enter your receipt from what you bought at Walmart, and they'll compare the prices of everything you bought to other leading stores. And what they do is if there's another store that beats their price, they will give you the difference in a Walmart e-card. So you can spend it on a whole bunch of other things. So Walmart gives you savings, they'll beat everyone's prices, and all you gotta do, better yet, just go to the app, go to the Walmart app, enter your receipt, and savings start from there.
So I can save myself some money when I buy more cupcakes.
Yes, absolutely. And where at?
Walmart.
Walmart.com
I'm eyeing your
/
cupcake.
savings catch. Do not get my cupcake. All right, we're here talking about the date. Shall we get into the date?
Let's get into the date.
Because Campeche was like the hot spot.
Can we say that right?
Campeche.
Yes, for sure. Campeche.
Campeche.
You guys say Campeche.
Campeche.
That's pretty cool to get a flight somewhere.
I mean,
Yeah, it's dope.
How long is that flight?
I think it was an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. You're just going across the other side.
You go a little north, but yeah, you're going to cross. Yeah.
Okay.
What day are you guys here? This first date with Markel and Danielle. What day is this of the whole experience? Do you remember that?
This is episode 3, so
Episode
it's
3.
probably like 9 to 11 days.
Okay.
Okay.
9 to 11. I can't.
So you're
right in there.
sunburnt by this time.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're tanned.
No, the
Yeah,
reason
the burn is faded into tan.
No, the reason I asked is just now the viewers know we're 9-10 days in, because there's already people that have fallen in love twice.
Within 48 hours.
But just to give it some, because some people always ask me, how do they fall in love so quickly? And it's just, so this is 9-10 days in. Okay, what did we get out of that date? Do we just see friendship? Obviously, because he didn't pick Danielle with Markel. Did we see any?
I thought that there was a spark.
Yeah,
I
there was
really
too.
did.
Especially when she confessed
I didn't
her
see anything.
crush
Really?
in the pool.
Yeah, in the pool, I thought he was like, all right, how do I be polite with this? Because he like kind of laughed. He was like, crushes are good. He didn't reciprocate. He didn't be like, well, I kind of have one of you. Yeah.
Although he was ready to get in the pool with her. They walked up, he saw the pool and was like still admiring the pool while he was like taking off his shirt.
I saw more between them than I did him and Michelle.
I agree there. I'll agree there. I thought I saw a little more of at least what the camera showed us. But I gotta say something real quick about Danielle. When she walked in and Michelle said she's just so gorgeous in her little interview. Danielle looks like. Did you guys see that thing that was going around
The
talking
Discovery.
about? No, what a average human will
That's
look
what I
like
was
in
saying.
2050.
Yeah.
Oh, she's like the perfect, like what they say that like the most beautiful human will look like in 2050,
Yeah.
like the conglomeration. She is stunning.
She is.
Absolutely.
Pretty girl.
Yeah.
It's so natural too. I don't know. I just remember
But
thinking.
Marcus wasn't feeling it. However, the best part of the date was the lightning strike.
Yeah.
That was
crazy.
scary.
What was the aftermath conversation of that lightning strike like? Like, what did you hear when he came back?
He just Markel tends to tell long stories.
Give us the brief version of his long story.
But he did. He told a very entertaining story about lightning striking close to him. He just said it was scary. I mean, what aired is exactly what he was telling everybody.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I mean, it was pretty comical to see though, because I had heard about it, but I didn't see it.
See,
Man.
and that's what I was hoping. The only thing that would have made this the absolute ideal date would have been if that lightning strike and Markel would have jumped into Danielle's arms. he was that scared. He was like, "Get me the hell out of here!" So
They all were.
yeah, but he was ahead of the pack. I just saw him. He was out of there.
He did. He was holding Danielle's hand as they were walking out. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
He did grab her hand.
Yeah, he's a gentleman. I mean, he's a
Right.
good guy. So I think sometimes that gets confused for intimacy, where he's just being polite. So I mean, he's a really nice. He's just a
Tell
really
me
nice
about
guy.
it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You hold a lot of girls' hands.
No, I almost get struck by lightning a lot, and then I don't know what to do. So I'm just kidding.
All right, but let's move on to what we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
Chris B and Elise. I've been waiting
Match
for
made in heaven.
She's been waiting for it her whole life. She's been looking for this rainbow.
Been waiting for it for like 36 hours. Been waiting for 36 hours.
Minimum.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to describe these two because these are, I mean, they are like two volcanoes coming at each other. If volcanoes could move, sorry,
You know
just follow
what?
me on that one.
I would have never put these two together, but I think that it oddly works.
I was gonna go with 2 pots of gold, just waiting to shoot their rainbows up and meet. No,
It is,
Sounds like a really weird innuendo.
yeah. But
everything she said sounded like an innuendo. I'm just waiting to see his rainbow. Hold on, yeah, go ahead, cleanse yourself, JC. I just thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
No, okay. I mean, okay, they're head over heels for each other, and Chris has met someone that talks more than he does. He loves the he likes the talking, but he really wants to get down to the
sign of a true gentleman. I don't like listening to people talk.
He goes, and I quote, "I'm doing a lot of talking, which is fine, but I'm ready to get down and dirty." Like, what in the actual?
And then she's like, "I found a true gentleman."
Yes, the editing was perfect at that moment. Like,
oh my gosh.
I think Chris is getting a bum rap though. Like,
yeah,
I swear, this time he was really. I had several conversations that didn't air, and he was like really trying to see, because I'm not a huge fan of Elise, and I apologize. You know, I shouldn't admit that on air, but like just the way she jumped back and forth, and I had a lot of respect for Dylan and the way he handled it. And then she didn't hug him. He was trying to be gracious. That rubbed me the wrong way. But Chris was really trying, and I want to give him all the credit in the world because I know that he's had previous times where maybe he didn't try so hard, and maybe there were some other things that were important to him. But in this case, I really felt like he was trying to see the good in this girl.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, so I think, you know, just. He gets a lot of flack, so just a little bit of credit. I think he really did try it this time.
okay.
You know, because he even got some flack. I don't know if it was the editing, but what Marcus said about
He called him a dick.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know their relationship. I didn't see the animosity when I was there. So.
Well, it's funny when he mentioned that. I went to Twitter, of course, and then I saw Chris B tweet back. Well, at least I didn't lie about sleeping with over 20 women, and it's on the Twitter.
Yikes.
On the Twitter.
On the Twitterverse.
It's on the line. We put it on the line.
You guys don't think that Chris this is a prime example of a guy that likes the chase, because Elise was into someone else and he's like, I want to get that, and
I'll be honest with you. I don't even know if Chris was the one that initiated that.
really?
Yeah, I don't know if it aired. I can't remember how it aired, but I remember hanging out that night, and Chris was just kicking it with everybody, and she was literally anywhere he went, she went. So I don't know if he was saying, hey, come here.
Okay.
But I would put it on her to be, she was just looking to.
Because he had just gone on a date with Claire, right?
But it makes sense.
Yeah.
This all makes sense because remember Dylan kind of dared her to.
Then
kind
she
of explore
said something.
options.
She was like, "Oh, be careful what you wish for."
Yeah,
So I think she went after Chris.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
He had a couple shots, and he was like, "Hey, it's paradise. Well, let's figure this out." And he didn't really. I don't think he really knew the dynamic between her and Dylan.
And we're making light of it, but they're still together now, right? I believe, or I don't know. I'd have to look at the Twitter.
Yeah.
But I imagine they're a matchmate because they left. They're off the show,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're not coming back. I don't see them in the previews for next week, but they seem like they're going to be, like you said, a match made in heaven.
Chris,
I
such
said
a
that.
gentleman.
Someone did.
Hey, she was looking for a gentleman, and hopefully, then she found it.
Yeah, because he's still mad. He had the jacked up leg. Poor guy tore a few things in there.
Tore his ACL and
No,
meniscus.
he
or-
Minor tear
Meniscus,
meniscus, sprained his
Yikes.
ACL.
Ow.
That's no good.
And he told you how much he really wanted to spend time with her.
Yeah.
I thought it was really entertaining watching Zach on the wrong side of his body try to help him up the stairs. I was like, you're on the side of his good leg.
Yeah.
Like it's just more
He's trying to be a
Aaron,
good dude. He's trying to be
Go to the other
helpful.
side, though. Like, literally, have you never helped someone that's go to
Zach's
the
a
other
sports
side?
guy. He should know this.
I
I
was
know.
disappointed in him. I was disappointed in him.
This is the most educational Bachelor after show I've ever been a part of. Thank you. I mean, I did not know that. So
This guy.
let's talk
Teaching me
about.
about vanilla bean cupcakes and how to help people up from sports injuries.
I'm the only one that ate my cupcake.
No,
Oh,
excuse me.
okay.
Mine's
We
good.
ate some too. I ate a little bit. Okay. Anyway, let us move to the. Well, we already talked about the triangle somewhat, right? Or should we move into that?
This with Sarah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because-
let's talk about this.
Yeah, because that's where I guess Claire comes up with the idea of having a double date with her and Michelle and Robert and Zach.
Which I like the idea.
Yeah.
And I like that they told Sarah. Like,
Yes.
she told Sarah. I thought that
Very,
was
very
respectful.
cool.
Like, she
Yeah.
was honest and just like, hey, look, I just wanted to tell you. Obviously, it was going to affect Sarah. And Sarah's like, okay, thanks for telling me. She wasn't mean about it. And I don't feel like there was any girl on girl drama as far as wronging each other.
No, not at all.
It's Paradise. That's the point of the show. And she was like, look, I'm just being up front with you, and did it.
You know, Graham, maybe you can help us with the thought process, because we go 6 minutes into the show, and I know it could be editing and whatnot, where Michelle's talking about how she and Markel, nothing can get in between them. Of course, the date with Danielle happened, but then about fast forward 30 minutes later, and the one that she wanted to be with was with Robert.
Oh, I think you might have misheard her. She said that things weren't great and that something could come between her and Markel.
Really?
Yeah. She was saying, like, I'm nervous, like, things are not great with Markel.
I miss it.
Okay.
I thought she said, okay.
Yeah, because I remember her being worried about it, being like, I just don't know, it didn't, nothing, he didn't try to kiss me,
And she also, I mean, going back to right before the last rose ceremony, he was like, yeah, I think you're a drinker, and they had some issues.
Yeah, for sure. And you didn't get to see it, but she and I had some conversations about that discussion, and that weighed heavy on her, having a daughter and having that broached in that manner, because she's a very, very, very loving mother, and she just didn't really appreciate that. So I knew they had some things, and Markel is a gentleman. I don't know what he was thinking in that moment, but traditionally
he was drunk.
He doesn't really drink a lot. Like he's not a drinker, but I just think that conversation didn't come out the way he had planned, and so I knew that caused a small ripple between the two of them. But I wasn't close enough to Markel at that moment in time to know where his heart was about Michelle, and everyone knew that I was so tight with Michelle that they weren't coming to me with that kind of stuff.
I want to ask you something about that. You mentioned conversations with Michelle. They showed tonight when you guys were having your conversation on the beach. I want to ask, is that where a lot of people went to have private conversation? Not private, but private from the rest of the people that were there?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, during the day,
you only have the beach or the room.
Yeah. And there's so much stuff going on in the house, whether it be staff, and there's, big ups to the people that work on the show. There's like 270 people that work on the show.
Good night.
So there's always people,
I thought they'd really cut it down and made it a smaller production.
Well, when you saw the lightning strike, there was about 20 people there with Markel and
and then you also have to have people back at the house.
Yeah, and there's scouting. There's 2 dates every episode. There's scouting teams. There's teams that interpreters. There's locals that work on the show that tell you where to go, and so back to the point, the beach was one of the places where you knew you weren't going to run into anything, and you weren't going to be asked to hold, so they can clear a room because people were setting lighting and stuff like that. So, I think a lot of people went down there to talk just because it was easier.
That makes sense.
And aside from that triangle or square that was trying to settle its way through, seems everything was kind of more tranquil. Everyone was settling into their place. People are pairing up, and of course, when that happens, enters Jackie Parr.
The legs.
And now you thought it was Lucy by the leg shot right away. He was like, those long legs, it's got to be Lucy. And I was like, I think it's Jackie. We kind of had a little moment, JC and I, where we were putting bets on. I actually won $100 from JC and a round of cupcakes.
AFTERBUZZ dollars, that's right.
AFTERBUZZ dollars.
Yes.
That's worth like $1 million.
A smoke show.
She is.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah, she's not.
Didn't we used to call it like Little Mermaid or something? Back when Sean season. Yes, gorgeous. But now we get to see more of her, and of course, Cathy. No, we get to see more. No, because we get to know her a little better. We're going to see her on the show. But of course, she gets the date card, and she asks just when Danielle thought things were smooth.
And I like Michelle's idea. She said, we have a new rule. You just ask. You don't get to scope and learn.
Yeah, but if you pay attention to where everyone's sitting and the girl's body language is, like, she walked up and pulled the date card out, and I'm not going to name names, but there was people like,
hold on, no. Let me reference this because they did show one person. They showed Claire right away go like this to Zach. And I was like,
if you pay attention to the last 2 times, there are certain girls in the house that literally start lap dancing people. When it's just like, don't come over this way. But pick whoever you want. But don't look over here.
They're claiming their territory.
Don't come over here.
I mean, and I love the girls that did it. I think it's awesome, but it's a tough spot to put the new person in. And she made a point of saying Markel was the only person sitting away from anyone. So I know Jackie had a great time, but I feel like she didn't have a lot of choice in that.
Right. Right.
Well, apparently she picked well.
Yeah,
for sure,
they hit it off.
For sure. Well, I think she said she got lucky in that Markel was one of the people she wanted to ask, and that he wasn't sitting with someone else because she would have been, kind of intimidated to break that.
I have a question. What time of day was that when she was dark when she walked in?
It's like 1 a.m.
Was that
1:30?
really that late?
Oh, yeah.
So you guys are all just like chilling. You think your day is close to over. It's wrapping up.
They're yopoing.
Your Yopo.
No, Yopo died when Ben left. Died.
Okay.
But I mean, it's like casual. Like we got a drink, we got a bonfire, we're chilling on the beach, and at 1 a.m. this drama shows up.
Oh yeah.
Not that she's drama, but like a new piece of drama,
for sure.
Curveball.
Yeah.
And that's the curveball where we see. Was it fair for? I mean, the feelings. I know Danielle has these strong feelings for Markel, but I mean, what's Markel to do? He has this opportunity.
Not gonna say no.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and that's
I think
where I
that
have a hard time.
if he was really interested in one of the girls, he would have said no to
Has
her.
anyone said no
I
yet?
agree. No. I mean,
Not
besides these no's right here, no,
Okay.
there's been no no's.
Okay.
Well, Ashley said no the first week. She was like, no.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Her interest lay elsewhere.
Yeah.
So let us move on to Jackie and Markel's date, which, what was that Mayan ruin that they went to? I mean,
Amazing.
That was sick.
Yeah.
That's what the ruins look like.
Yeah. I've been there. It's
That's what you're saying.
You've
Yeah,
been to
that's made I'm
Campeche?
jealous.
Yeah, and then the other side on Tulum as well. It's stupid how beautiful it is. Green everywhere and turquoise water, and then just like all this history.
now, there's a lot of shamanism and things like that you encounter in those type of areas. So is that why perhaps both Jackie and Markel bent their own rules of kissing on the first date, and they ended up kissing each other?
That's a very elaborate way of saying they wanted to kiss one another. Yes.
I was like, I have a rule. I never kiss on the first. I never do it ever.
it was
Can we talk about how
interesting to see.
awkward that kiss was? So I really want to kiss you.
Let me be Markel. Okay, so I never ever kiss on the first date. I never do it. It's not something I do, but I think I'm gonna go in for it. And if you're feeling it too, then you should come in.
That
for it
was way smoother than what he did. Like, I feel like that was just, when it comes to making first moves, he's a fish out of water.
The puns begin 31 minutes in. Cathy Kelley, I got that one.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
He's like
But you
the
know what?
nicest
Markel's
guy,
a
though.
really good catch.
Yeah, he's the nicest
so
guy.
I can see why Jackie.
There's a lot of
went
fish in
for
the
it.
sea, but he... Okay, anyway.
She fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, she got
It
hooked.
works. It
I
works.
already said it. You can't use the one I just used.
Sorry,
I was reiterating.
Sorry, Graham. When it gets this late, we get into these puns.
I like it. Hey, you guys go at it.
He-
They're
For
making
sure.
waves in the
Yeah.
house,
He
though.
threw Danielle off the boat and just straight went for Jackie.
It should be smooth sailing from here, though.
Damn it. That was good.
Stop. Poor Nando. He's our engineer today. He's like
Left camera, right camera, left camera. Thanks, Nando.
All right, so do we see a future for them, or is this just this week? Because
I think he'll be her anchor.
I'm out. This is like
You know what?
Drunk Uncle
I'm
humor.
shipping their relationship.
okay. Stop. Both of you, stop. Time out. Nando, mute their mics, please.
He's not on Baywatch.
Did you mute him, Nando? Please. Okay. We're here to talk about romance. And Graham, we're gonna talk to the moment now. Date 4, finally. Finally. You guys finally get to go on a date. I mean,
Yeah.
how many days? It's 10 days. You haven't been on a date.
Yeah, we were the last ones for sure. We were both ready to, go on a date.
Yeah, to get
We
out of
hadn't
the
kissed
beach.
or we hadn't explored anything, at least face to face,
Yeah.
about future. So, I was excited. I couldn't wait.
Yeah. How did you guys not? Because I mean, even Lacey, I think, mentioned this. Like, she tries to maximize all of her time with Marcus in the house, like
Sure.
because they had gone on one date, but they hadn't really had more time, so they just kind of like made their own little mini dates. Like,
Yeah, I mean, Ashley was the person I spent the most time with in the
Yeah.
house. So I mean, if the cast was awake, she and I were hanging out.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was ready to go on a date just because it's such a cool experience. Like, let's go on a
Yeah.
date. You're into a girl. You want to go out and hopefully if it's going well, you get to kiss her and it's in an intimate setting and
Yeah.
not like around a bunch of your friends, which is
they're
still
not
cool.
spectating.
But even though there's 6 million people spectating, but yeah, so I was excited. But yeah, I also was happy at the house too. I mean, you're on a resort on a beach in Mexico. Like,
Yeah.
you can go swimming in the water and hanging out, laying out on the beach. We laid in hammocks all the time, and you just didn't get to see a lot of it. But we spent a lot of time together.
We heard about the coconuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't crack one while I was there.
Really?
Actually,
No, the only thing I enjoyed was throwing rocks at them to knock them down, and I was like, all right, I'm out. It takes like an hour to get into those things. I was like, man, I'd rather just go hang out
Tell
on
you
the
what,
beach.
if I had to open a coconut, I would sure feel like a fish out of water.
Okay,
Yeah.
Never.
no, stop.
I already said that one.
She did.
Yeah,
She did. Okay. So what else can you tell
Markel's
us?
first moves.
He pays attention. What else can you tell us about the date? Now, you guys, because you guys jumped straight to like a dinner and then there was a dancing, right? Was there anything that you
Save the dance. Save the dancing. Let's talk about the date until the dancing.
Yeah.
That's its own topic.
Danny's primary in it. I love it.
Thank you. It is its own topic. We got to take a private plane, like a puddle jumper. I'd never been on anything like that. That was really cool for me.
How many seats are on something like that?
There was like 7 in ours.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So wait, the crew took a separate plane then, like the rest of the crew?
Well, yeah, there was a crew there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if they flew over or they just hired locals.
Wow.
But because there's a scouting team and much respect to them, the people that scout those dates and like put them together is crazy cool. So so we took a private plane and it was like an 1.5-hour ride where you're just kind of hanging out, chilling.
Okay.
Doing whatever, talking about whatever.
Don't reenact it with me.
Yeah,
No, we're close right now.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Reenactments while we're here. Okay.
Yeah, Danny can do Ashley's dance.
Yes, Danny.
I would. Yeah, I was a fan
You
of
would like
Ashley's
that?
dance.
Yeah. I think America was a fan of Ashley's dance.
Actually, just do the replay on that. That'd be great. Yeah, so we took a plane over, and then we walked through the streets, and we had dinner. And dinner was actually like an hour and a half. It was the most that we talked. It was very intimate. We talked about each other's goals in life and what we were into. We talked about religion, our faith.
Oh, wow.
I got to know much more about her than I had known to this moment, and it was great for me because I was trying to catch up a little bit, I think, and I got to see some really, really positive, wonderful, beautiful things about Ashley.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I follow you too on Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's like a hashtag right now.
Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, there we
He's
go.
got his own app coming out with an H. Just
With an
kidding.
H.
With an H.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wow, well said. So, okay, was there a name to this dance? And first off, I mean,
booty
The
dance.
booty dance. It's already got a hashtag.
it's got a.
Is there a Twitter account? I didn't see
I don't
it.
know. It should be.
There will be Ashley's butt as a Twitter account. Like, that will be a...
There might be, but it was definitely the booty dance. And
Yeah.
Graham, they didn't show it from the booty side of you, but your booty was moving in a similar fashion.
I'm a little disappointed. There was a lot of dancing that went on for like an hour where she was
wow.
standing still and I was serenading her. So I was upset that not more of my dancing was shown.
Wait, get us a little bit of what we missed. Just like a little
there was
shoulder, like a...
some shimmy.
Okay.
And a little bit more. But it was.
Nano, can you give us a slight little beat? Here we go. Let's
No, that was it. That was it. We got to save the goods. There's got to be a payoff. But yeah, I was. This is my intro to Dancing with the Stars. I was like, guys, sign me up. Let's do
Sign
it.
him up.
But the
Graham,
dance moves got cut, so who knows?
You threw your hat into DWTS.
I threw my hat in. Was like, please.
you know
consider.
what? I could see you killing on that show.
I would love to do that show. I think that would be amazing.
You got an athletic background.
It's my
plus
mom's
you have a
favorite
great
show.
personality. You're from the South.
I'll be getting Christmas presents forever for
Oh
my
my
mom.
gosh, this is Graham.
There it
Dancing
is.
with the
ABC.
Stars.
You're hearing it now. Okay,
You're on
so-
notice.
And needless to say, like you said, you guys were catching up. Your feelings were catching up and proceeding as how relationship would proceed on Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah, dinner was great. It was serious, and then the rest of it was fun. I mean, there were some statements made in dinner that I know I gave some funny facial reactions to, but for the most part, it was a wonderful dinner.
Good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, and then now was there a kiss? I was too busy writing notes.
I want to know.
Oh man,
Well,
that really was that unmemorable. I felt like it didn't go well.
it was hard to tell who initiated that kiss.
I 1,000,000% initiated it.
Okay.
He did.
I initiated it.
Because it kind of almost did look like you didn't, but I thought, I know
No.
Graham. I know Graham well. I feel like Graham initiated that.
I initiated it. Yeah, she was. I don't even know. I'm sure she had made it clear she doesn't kiss on first dates, and then I made it clear that was going to get broken.
That was not the first date.
Graham was like, "Look, I don't kiss on first dates. I never ever do this. I never do this. But I'm gonna
Ever.
go in for it.
Ever.
And if you'd like to come in,
But randomly tonight, I'm going to break that.
Yeah.
So once again, your guys' story continues.
Yeah.
So a pretty story so far. So I cannot wait till next week to find out what happens.
Yeah,
but before
next
that,
week it's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, that's a little. That's a hot.
Yeah.
That's a hot
Yeah.
teaser.
Uh-oh.
Next week is going to be.
Are we gonna have to-
I'm glad I came
Which
this week.
day?
I don't know if I should. I don't
Monday or
know.
Tuesday?
It depends. I don't know what they're airing next week. They will tell me.
we're gonna have to have you come back on Tuesday
I
then
don't,
to
yeah,
explain
I don't
yourself.
know if I can come after next
That's a
week.
hot teaser right there.
Uh-oh.
All right, fans, you got
I'll be in hiding for a little while.
that? Really? Okay. Well,
I got a boat you can
we'll let it
ride on.
simmer.
Nice.
Stop.
do it.
I think
There's not even a pun.
I just had a feeling you have like puns every 13
I'm
seconds.
setting it up for something else later.
See, I knew. Okay, so now let's move on to cócteles y rosas. Since we're in Mexico, I do this kind of thing. Okay, so now we have the battle between, I guess it's Robert, right? First off, what are friendship roses?
Wasted roses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there are
when you give it,
many
or
different
it's a
kinds of
wasted?
roses. There are relationship roses. There are friendship roses. There are sympathy roses. And there are I'm leaving, so I want to give my rose to someone who deserves to find love roses.
Peace out, roses.
I could see that happening. Sounds like a tease.
We'll save that. I want to talk about that later too.
So, I mean, I was kind of shocked. I was shocked, when Sarah had her moment with Robert and also Michelle Money did.
How nice did Robert look at the rose ceremony? How nice did he look?
His clothing was impeccable.
I've never seen him look better. Whatever he did.
I was going to say the shirt was pretty great.
Well, the shirt made it. His face wasn't bad, but the shirt definitely carried the load on that one.
That was great. Yeah, guys, we have to talk about this. Graham became the honorary supplier of clothes. He became the clothing department for the show.
That's
so
not
much
true.
so.
That's not true.
Pretty much true.
Half the guys are wearing your clothes.
Half the guys were wearing your clothes.
I wore Robert's shirt on my date, so
Robert wore this shirt pretty much tonight on the show. In fact, I sent him a Snapchat of you and I wearing this shirt. Because it was literally looked like the exact same shirt.
It actually isn't, which is I feel bad saying I own 2 pink shirts, but my brother,
salmon.
My brother gave me this shirt because it was too small for him, which also made me feel insecure about myself.
It's faded red.
It's vintage.
How about
red, vintage.
It looks like beach red to me, which worked perfect.
All right, the sartorially advanced Graham Bunn. Yes, sartorial. SAT word. Okay, now with that said, I want to talk about the game. What happened? Did Sarah actually end up? What I thought Robert was going to pick Michelle. I was shocked at the end when he went with Sarah.
There was one point when he had his arm around Sarah, though, when people were talking like on the couch after this little double date, that I just felt like I was like, he's going to pick Sarah.
I missed that. I missed that cut in the edit.
It wasn't like all the way around. It was just kind of like resting there, and I feel like guys don't do that unless they're like that's body language, right?
Yeah, 100%. That's body language.
All right. So and then, of course, then we have Danielle and Jackie's pitch to Markel, and I mean,
which turned out to be Mark Hell for Danielle.
Well, no, because we didn't see anything. They didn't show us their interaction really. It was just like you see her. She said something, and then that was it. And he kind of smiled, and that was it. But then we see more with Jackie and Markel. So I would have liked to have seen that little dialogue to see what happened. But I guess we already knew what was. I guess the writing was on the wall because they ended up kissing on their date, so it was done deal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
what an awkward place to be in to have people like pitch you, basically, like to use the word you said. I mean, but like in a way they're almost like.
I didn't have that problem, but it sounds awkward.
But like to convince Markel to be like, yo, give me your friendship rose and move it into a relationship rose.
It would be, I agree.
Well,
that would
the
be
best relationships start as solid friendships.
I disagree.
Oh, you disagree?
Really?
Disagree, yeah.
Huh. What's your
take? I just think it's
there's got to be an attraction there first, obviously. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that.
I think it helps to be friends for
friendship on fire.
There you go. I'll go with that.
Yeah. Well said, Kathy. All right, so let's run down who ended up getting the roses. So we had a surprise to none of us. Graham and Ashley went first.
Right off the top, Graham Bunn first.
Yeah, let's leave it
down in center.
They're like, all right, let's get this out of the way.
Let's get this one out of the way.
Give your rose to Ashley. All right.
And Sarah loves the pairing of you two.
I want to ask about this.
Okay.
Is Chris standing there with an in-ear? Are they selecting it on like in real time? Or does Chris just get the list of the order
right
right beforehand?
That I don't know for sure, but I would imagine after being there that they're privy to all these conversations that go on at the cocktail party that some of us obviously are not because we're not there. So I think they pick it in real time, trying to figure out, okay, it's going to come down to these two, and this is how it's going to play out. So this is the order. They pick the order.
Well, and we didn't see Chris until 1 hour and 36 minutes into this episode. So first of all, what is Chris doing? Is he knocking down coconuts with you guys? Do you see him during these?
He's got the best job on TV.
He does. I think. Well, he's the man, but I think his family was in town that week, so I think he was. I think he was spending some quality time with the boys.
He was out in jacuzzi and jet skiing on the ocean. I did see him Instagram some pictures now that it's aired. But yeah, we didn't see him until hour 36 minutes into the show. So I'm thinking he makes stops in, to the production room, whatever. He's hearing from somebody like, hey, this is going on.
Oh no, yeah, he's definitely involved in the process. I know
he's not just the host.
No, yeah, he spends a lot of time. I mean, I wonder if he might get producing credit, but he
does.
He spends a lot of time in the control room, and I know he's quite involved in how things play out at the end of the day. So he does a lot more than just host.
Okay, all right. Any other shocks? And aside from, I guess, Markel and Jackie being devastated. I mean, not Jackie, Danielle being devastated, but Michelle Money, man. I mean, from low to high.
Yeah.
The highs and lows.
She started getting emotional.
Yeah.
That was the first time I kind of was like, of the season so far, first real moment where I was like I felt a pit for someone.
I think everyone, in America, just wants her to find that person.
Yeah.
She's America's sweetheart.
Yeah. And Graham, how was she that night? Because, I mean, to go from thinking she was going home to Chris B's grand gesture.
A redeeming thing for Chris.
Yeah. I mean, very cool of Chris.
Did you talk to Michelle that night and just?
Yeah. We spoke before, during, and after. And she was just grateful to be there. I mean, where she lives in her life, she doesn't get to meet a lot of people. All her hours are accounted for. She's a mom and she works and she, she takes care of a lot of things in her family, and she has a big family. So her life is jam packed with stuff. So being there is a very unique and wonderful opportunity, and I know that she valued it. And to have it potentially be cut short, I'm sure was very difficult.
I feel like it's also, she's an intimidating woman. She's stunning, she's smart, she's funny, she's got it all going
Articulate,
on. So in a real world situation, it's probably hard for guys to get up the courage to go up to her, to approach her and ask her out.
Sure.
Once you talk, she's the sweetest person to talk to. She's
the
best.
And then a couple that Danielle, in a weird sense, got rejected twice. And no one talked about that. You know how because Chris B ended up giving Michelle Money the rose. So it's like Danielle didn't get that shot as well. So it's so bittersweet, all these moments. You got to look at the other side as well. Yeah. There's only 2 hours to talk about it, but also now Michelle Money has this second chance for love within the show. So that, for me, holds so much promise. That's what I'm most excited about.
The ship has not sailed for love yet.
With new dudes coming in.
Yeah. So, I mean, any final thoughts on tonight? Not all at once? Going twice? Okay, sold. All right, so let's move on to any... do we have any news and gossip, or should we just move straight to predictions? Let's move on to predictions.
Oh, we didn't talk about that turtle.
Let's talk about the
AFTERBUZZ TV.
This is going to be a very fertile prediction. So, Cathy, what do you want to talk about the turtles?
It was just funny.
That's it. All right, predictions. What do we see next week? Because there's 2. Graham really can't get into. You can't tell us too much. So
not too much. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Just don't. If you've enjoyed the first 3, don't miss what's going to go down next.
Oh,
this is better than Mr. Putz jumping off the building and breaking.
I mean, to me, that's comedy humor. This is a show about love, but I don't think anything's funnier than Putz jumping off and his name being Putz.
Come on.
And then getting him to spell it. I mean, I felt bad for the guy. They're like, "What's your name?" Putz. Can you spell that for us, please, sir? P-U-D. I mean, it's like. So bad.
How mad is he?
Yeah, it's just
when he saw that, like those jerks.
You want me to spell it?
Morphine, and then I had to spell it.
P-U-T.
You know what?
Z, not S. Z. Putz.
We're about a full arc here at AfterBuzz. We would love to have him on the show so he could talk about his side of the story.
Yeah,
maybe.
Do you have sound guys here?
Can we get some feet on the ground on making? Can we get some feet on the ground on making sure that happens and we get him in?
We'll work on that.
Okay.
But first, what's happening next week, Danny? What do you see?
I see.
We saw Jesse Kovacs come in.
I don't want to say anything.
Oh, come on! That's no fun. Okay.
Not with my guy sitting right here.
Go ahead. We're still going to be.
This is the art of the dance, Mr. Hoyt.
Trouble in Paradise.
I see some trouble in paradise, and it.
He's always been very insightful. He's always been an insightful guy.
I don't don't know anything. I don't want to know. I want to watch it in real time. So I told Graham I'm not going to ask you anything off air or on air.
That's right.
Because I want to see it, how it happens. I just feel like we might see some heartbreak there. And I also feel like we are going to see the end of a Zach or Claire. We didn't see a lot of them tonight. We saw a little bit. We saw an emotional moment between them.
They seem pretty solid.
They seem solid, but I think that changes next week. I think we'll see that change.
I thought the
next
turtle
week.
was a sign.
I think that we'll see. You want to know my prediction?
No.
No, you don't know my prediction? I think we see a moment with Zach and someone else. And I'll tell you who if you want me to.
Ooh, I'm not going to go that far.
Because I feel like I've connected some dots. Jackie Parr.
Okay.
I don't know.
I like her and Markel.
I like her and Markel, but I don't think that lasts. That's my prediction.
I'm going to back this up with actually some evidence. Whenever we watch the show, whenever someone says something's going great, 2 seconds later, something happens.
Yep.
And we saw Claire tonight when she was talking about the fertile turtles. Fertile turtles? But that means something's going to happen next week. And I think Zach, I don't know who he's going to, but I see them ending. I see someone coming in. Maybe he pairs up with Claire, but I just see Claire moving on to someone. But for some reason, I think Claire's going to be the one in trouble next week.
Aww.
I kind of think so, too.
That's all I got. So, with that said, another episode's out of here. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together once again for Mr. Graham Bunn. Thank you very much,
guys.
man.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
Now, Graham, where can we find you, buddy?
Just on Twitter and Instagram, Graham Bunn. I'm also doing a new company we launched. It's the True Change Project. So, yeah, check that out. We're doing some cool stuff over there, and
with
we would love all the support.
Bachelor alum.
Yeah, fellow Bachelor alum Bob Guinea's involved in the project, and great guy, so we're definitely excited to have it, and check it out. Yeah, please.
And make sure you guys check out on Graham's Instagram. He called out Robert Griffin III for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge to donate and bring awareness to Lou Gehrig's disease. Yeah. Robert responded and put the video up on his own Instagram, which is freaking cool.
Yeah, that's my guy. Robert Griffin's the man, and I've been lucky enough to become friends with him. But I was freaking out when he made that public. I thought that was super cool. I was like, and I'm a diehard Redskins fan, so I was like, that's super dope.
And the Redskins publicized the video. So that was a pretty cool thing.
When are you doing the challenge, Danny?
Next week.
You got called out.
Tomorrow with you and Mr. B.
Yeah.
In the meantime, where can they find you, Dan?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Danny Hoyt, and I have a special announcement.
Yes.
You guys can find. I won't see you guys before this happens. I will be DJing live on stage at the VMAs
on his birthday.
On my birthday this Sunday.
Pretty cool.
With Maroon 5. I'm really excited about it. So you can see.
Just a little band. Just a little band.
I can't give any other details other than that right now.
Where do we get your pictures at? Where do we follow you, man?
At Danny Hoyt on everything.
Nice. And Cathy Kelley?
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley and on Instagram at Cathy Kelley. I will be doing the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. We were both called out by Robert Graham last week. I will be doing that with Mr. Belding himself, who is a AfterBuzz favorite here. So, yes, you can check that out. Very well.
And Marissa and Nando, where can they find you?
Oh, well, you can find me at Twitter and Instagram on Nandovel, Nandovel, and here on some other AfterBuzz shows.
Thank you for putting up with us, Nando. And you can find me at JC Rubio TV on Instagram and Twitter. So for Nando, Cathy, Graham, Danny, I'm JC. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye, Mom.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Okay. Buzz you later.
Views expressed herein are those
are the best.
Do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.